do what you want. Mom barely had time to say nice speech once I met her out at our car before I was telling her all about university. I once tried to get Mom into university by forcing her to listen to the first 5 episodes on our way to Cornwall holiday. But Mom's conclusion was, I don't really get it. Is it supposed to be funny or scary? Wait, is radio silence a girl or a boy? Or neither? Why do they never get their university lectures? I thought, well, that was fair enough. At least she still watched Glee with me. Are you sure this isn't some sort of giant scheme? Said Mom with a frown as we drove away from the academy. I lifted my feet up onto the seat. It sounds like a bit like they're trying to steal your art, and if they're not even going to pay you. It was their official Twitter. They're verified, I said. But this doesn't quite have the same effect on Mom as it did me. They liked my art so much that they're actually asking me to join their team. Mom said nothing. She raised her eyebrows. Please be happy for me, I said, rolling my head toward her. It's really good. It's brilliant. I just want people to steal your sketches. You love that stuff. I don't think it's stealing. They give me all the credit. You signed a contract? Mom, I groaned exaggeratedly. There wasn't much point trying to explain this to her. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna have to say no anyway. Wait, what? What do you mean? I shrugged. I'm just not gonna have the time. I'll be in year 13 in a few months. I've got so much work all the time. And Cambridge interviews prep. On top of that, there's no way I'd have time to draw something for every single weekly episode. Mom frowned. I don't understand. I thought you were really excited about this. I am. It's so amazing that they messaged me and they thought my art was good, but I have to be realistic. You know, opportunities like this didn't come around often, Mom said. And you clearly do want it. Well, yeah, but I'd get so much homework every day. And coursework and revision, will it only get more intense? I think you should do it. Mom started straight out ahead and spun the steering wheel. I think you work yourself too hard for school anyway, and you should take an opportunity for once and do what you want. And what I wanted to do was this, direct message with radio. Hey, wow, thank you so much. I can't believe you liked my art. I've been absolutely honored to get involved. Honestly, University is one of my favorite series of all time. I can't thank you enough for thinking of me. My email is toulousera@gmail.com if you think it's easier to talk there. I can't wait to hear more about what you're thinking in terms of design. Hope that I don't sound too much of a crazy fan. XX. I always wish I had a hobby. I had work to do when I got home. I always had to do work to do when I got home. I almost always did work when I got home, because whenever I wasn't doing schoolwork, I felt like I was wasting my time. I know this is kind of sad, and I always wished I've always wished I had a hobby, like football or playing the piano or ice skating. But the fact of the matter is that was one of the only things I was good at, was passing exams, which was fine. I wasn't ungrateful. It'd be worse if there was other way around that. It'd be worse if it were the other way around. The day I got the Twitter message from the creator of University, I didn't do any work when I got home. I collapsed onto my bed, turned on my laptop, and went straight to my Tumblr, where I posted all my art. I scrolled down the page. What exactly had the creator seen in these? They were all crap doodles. I did to turn my brain off so I could fall asleep and forget about history essays and art coursework and the head girl speeches for 5 minutes. I switched over to the Twitter to see if the creator has replied, but they didn't. I checked my email to see if they had emailed me, but they hadn't. I loved university. Maybe that was my hobby, drawing university. It didn't feel like a hobby. It felt like a dirty secret, and my drawings were all pointless anyways. It wasn't like I could sell them. It wasn't like I could share them with my friends. It wasn't like they'd get me into Cambridge. I continued scrolling down the page. Back months in time. I'd drawn everything. I'd draw the characters. I'd drawn the setting, the dark and dusky sci-fi university. I'd drawn the villains and the weapons and the monsters and the radio lunar bikes and radio suits. I've drawn the dark blue building and the lonely radio. And even February Friday. I've drawn everything. Why do I do this? Why am I like this? It was the only thing I enjoyed. Really. The only thing that I had apart from my grades. No, wait. This would be really sad and weird. It just helped me sleep. Maybe. I don't know. I shut my laptop and went downstairs to get some food and tried to stop thinking about it. A normal teenage girl. Right then, I said, as the car drew up outside, while there were spoons at 9 several days later. I'm off to drink the alcohols, to do a lot of drugs, and have lots of sex. Oh, Mom said, with her half smile. Well then, my daughter's gone wild. Actually, this is 100% real personality. I opened the car door and skipped out to the pavement with a cry of, "Don't worry about me dying. Don't miss that last train." It was supposed to be the last day of school before study leave, and I was supposed to be going to the club in town. Johnny Richards with one of my friends. It was the first time I'd ever gone to a club, and I was essentially terrified. But I was on the verge of being so uninvolved with their friendship group that if I hadn't gone, I thought they might stop considering me a main friend, and things would get too awkward for me to deal with on a daily basis, and I couldn't imagine what awaited me besides drunk guys in pastel-colored shirts, and mire and rain trying to make me awkwardly dance to Charlotte. Mom drove away. I crossed the street and peered through the door into the spoons. I could see my friends sitting in the far corner drinking and laughing. They were all lovely people, but they made me nervous. They weren't mean to me or anything. They just saw me in a very particular way. School Frances, head girl. Boring, nerdy, study machine. It's not like they were completely wrong, I guess. I went to the bar and asked for a double vodka and lemon. The bartender didn't ask for ID, even though I had a fake one just in case, which was surprising because most of the time I looked approximately 13 years old. Then I walked toward my friends, barging through like a pack of lads and pre-drinkers, more things that made me nervous. Honestly, I needed to stop being scared of being a normal teenage girl. What? Blowjobs, luring, Siddhartha, known to all as Rainy, was sitting next to me. Not even worth it, mate. Boys are weak. They don't even want to kiss you afterward. Maya, the loudest person of the group, and therefore the leader, had her elbows on the table and 3 empty glasses in front of her. Oh, come on. They're not all going to be like this, but a lot of them are. So I literally can't be arsed. I can't even be arsed. They're not even worth the effort. TBH. Brain literally said the letters TBH. She didn't even seem to do it ironically, and I wasn't sure how I felt about this. This conversation was so irrelevant to my life that I had been pretending to text for the past minute. This conversation was so irrelevant to my life that I had been pretending to text for the past 10 minutes. Radio hadn't yet replied to my Twitter message or emailed me. It had been 4 days. Now, I don't believe in couples falling asleep in each other's arms, said Rain. I thought they were talking about something else now. I think it was a mass media lie. Oh, hey, Daniel. Maya's voice drew my attention away from my phone. Daniel, Hun, and Ali Last were walking past our table. Daniel was wearing a plain gray t-shirt and blue jeans. I'd never seen him wearing anything patterned in the year. I'd known him ever since I never seen him wearing anything patterned in the year. I'd known him. Ali looked just as plain, like Daniel had picked up his clothes. Daniel glanced down and saw us momentarily. He caught my eye before replying to Maya. Hi, you were right. They struck up a conversation. Ali was silent, standing behind Daniel as he hunched over as if he was trying to make himself less visible. I caught his eye too, but he quickly looked away. Rain leaned toward me while Daniel and the others were talking. Who's the white boy? She murmured. Ali laughed. He goes to the boys' school. Oh, Carrie Last's twin brother. Yeah. Weren't you friends with her back in the day? I tried to figure out how to say it. Sort of, I said. We chatted on the train sometimes. Rain was probably the person I talked to most out of the group. She didn't tease me for being a massive nerd like the group. She didn't tease me for being a massive nerd like everyone else did. If I'd acted more like myself, I think we had been pretty good friends since we were similar sense of humor. But she couldn't be off being a cool weird because she wasn't the head girl. And she had the right side of her hair shaved, so no one was very surprised when she did something unusual. Rain nodded. Fair enough. I watched Ali take a sip of his drink he was holding and looked shiftily around the pub. He appeared to be deeply uncomfortable. Francis, are you ready for Johnny Rs? One of my friends was leaning over the table and looking at me with a twinkle gem. As I said, my friends weren't horrible to me, but they did treat me like I'd had next to no major life experiences and was generally a massive study nerd. Which was true, so fair enough. Yeah, I guess so, I said. A pair of guys walked up to Alec and started talking to him. They were both tall and had an air of power about them, and I realized then that it was because the guy on the right, olive skin and a checkered skirt, had been the boy from the most of last year at the boys' school. And the guy on the left, soft physique and undercut, was the boy at the boys' school rugby captain. I'd seen them both giving their presentations when I'd attended a sixth form open day at their school. Aled smiled at them both. I hoped Aled had other friends apart from Daniel. I tried to catch threads of their conversation. Aled said, yeah, Dan managed to persuade me this time. And the boys said, don't feel like you have to stick around for Johnny's. If you don't want to, I think we're gonna go home before then. And he looked at the rugby captain and nodded in agreement and said, yeah, let us know if you need a lift, mate. I've got a car. And to be honest, I wish I could do the same just to go home when I wanted to, but I couldn't do that because I'm too scared to do what I want. It's pretty grim, said another of my friends, drawing my attention away. I feel bad, said another. Frances is so innocent. I feel like we're corrupting you by dragging you to all the clubs and making you drink. She deserves a night off of studying, though. I want to see drunk Frances. Do you think she'll be a crier? No, I think she'll be a funny drunk. I think she's got some secret personality. What we don't know that we don't know. I think she got some secret personality that we don't know about. I didn't know what to say. Rain nudged me. Don't worry. If any disgusting guys come up to you, I'll just accidentally spill my drink on them. Someone laughed. Someone laughed. She actually will. She's done it before. Funny, but I didn't because it was a funny person when I was around them. I was just boring. I downed what was left of my drink and then looked around and wondered where Daniel and Alec had gone. I felt a bit weird because Rain had brought up Carrie, and I always felt weird like when people brought up Carrie because I didn't like thinking about her. Carrie last ran away from home when she was in year 11, and I was in year 10. Nobody knew why, and nobody cared because she didn't have many friends. She didn't even have any friends, really, apart from me.